I'm going to discuss my latest work, Drauga, the Armenian Yatuk Dinoih. This grimoire has been in the making for some years, and its origins really lie with before I published Luciferian Witchcraft in the mid-2000s. Part of the initiatory work of reconstructing the old cults of the Devas and of Ahriman really lie within just looking between the lines of not only other than Zoroastrian sources, but also in between the lines of the Avesta and the Denkart. Drauga is not a Zoroastrian magical grimoire. It stands outside of that, and it's one specific area of Luciferian practice, which may or may not be for a wide variety of people. The one thing I'll tell you about the Yatuk Dinoih is that over the years in working with it, and my studies towards the origins of the Devas and their interpretation from the ancient Indo-Aryans to the Persians, has two contrasting sides. You can see through history how these were merged, and today how we have the opportunity and fortunate benefit of being able to look at, from a left-hand path perspective, the Devas in both a demonic aspect and then as Devas or gods or Asuras in the Rig Veda, which is an excellent text focusing on those cults, those Devas, and so forth. The grimoire begins with a study of, from Bronze Age, Indo-Aryan or the Mitanni, the different tribes that were warrior, more or less brotherhoods, associated with a title called the Marianu, which were chariot warriors or horse warriors. These guys specifically went into Persian lands. They went into even Mesopotamia and northern Syria, and would go in and raid and take horses and cattle and so forth. And they had this kind of much akin to the Germanic berserkers. They had the Harum Varka, which is the Heoma wolves, which was a type of herb that was mixed and drank, and it caused a type of euphoric intoxication. They used it to invoke Aishma, the demon of the wounding spirit, if you will, prior to going into battle. Going through the studies of the etymology, the history of the Mitanni, and then the Harumavarka, all the way into the Achaemenid Persian period prior to Alexander the Great, the first Persian Empire, and the kind of polytheistic cults that operated after the reforms of Zoroaster, or Zarathustra, presented our Ahura Mazda, the origins, all of the different Ahuras and Nizadas, who became later like angels of Ahura Mazda in the Avesta and so forth. The point of this is to compare it with the synchronization of, say, the Hellenic period of Alexander the Great and after, when Persian deities and Greek deities were recognized as being one and the same, depending on which part of the ancient Near East you were in. And the understanding of Ahura Mazda as, say, Zeus, the lightning hurler, or Mithra as Helios, and so forth. All of this is very important because it shows you how you can work with both demonic aspects and empyrean or kind of angelic concepts, devoid of the duality inherent in monotheistic religions. The demonology of the Avesta is a very special one to me, one that I've worked with obsessively for years. So I've restored most of the Devas, their Pahlavi or Avestan spellings, which can be used in sigil workings. Also the etymology of their names, where they came from, what they mean, and how you can use them in a practical sense today. Ahriman is also a foundation. The grimoire is dedicated to Ahriman as a motivator and model of self-initiation, deification, and reaching your potential. Also spiritual rebellion against what society tells you you should believe in, and all of those things. The grimoire then has the practical but very focused magical aspects of invoking Devas, evoking Devas, binding, working with them, using talismans. The method of this is libation, an ancient practice, incense offerings, even using your own blood and certain rites. All of these things, and cornerstone by the foundation of Steota, or the invocation, the mantra, the sacred, the words of power, which are manifestations of the specific type of Deva. The mystery of the sorcerers, as it was called during the period of the Dent card, of the Yatuk or Yatukan cult of Deva Yasna, or demon worshippers. Those rites have been reconstructed based on etymological, historical, mythological, and religious remains that can be pieced together. The practice, if you're looking for authentic Armenian demonology, this is the grimoire to have. It's around 260 pages. I could have gone up to 600 pages, but in final edit, I had to make the choice that it's more about specific pointed content than, say, something like Dragon of the Two Flames, which is extensive and I think overlaps or kind of passes over the heads of many new Luciferians or left-hand path or Satanist practitioners. The artwork sigils by Kitti, Solymosi, and Nolte are stellar, as always, and inspired me during the course of the work and working with them. You'll use those as gateways, as talismans, as a part of the Yatuk Dinoih practice. So Drauga, if you're truly interested in truly dark sorcerer's practice, this grimoire will open gates and kind of piece together a lot of questions you may have about Luciferianism and the practice of sorcery. Thank you.